All right, let's go ahead and get started on Chapter 2 with this series of videos. Chapter 2 covers the financial system, and we're going to start by understanding financial market functions. So let me go ahead and get that pulled up, and we'll get started. Okay, here we are. All right, so we're going to start talking about our financial system in this section, and financial markets are a big part of that. And they basically help to facilitate the smooth operation of any modern economy. Fundamentally, these markets exist to ensure that money flows from savers who spend less than they earn to borrowers who need capital to spend or invest. So in this first section, our focus is going to be on the operational aspects of these markets. Our goal is to explain how financial markets facilitate this movement of funds through two primary mechanisms: direct finance and indirect finance. Direct finance is essentially when borrowers get funds straight from the market. They bypass any kind of middleman like a bank or a brokerage service. They are dealing directly with the savers. So think about a major corporation like Boeing. If Boeing needs billions of dollars to build a new assembly plant for the next generation of jets, they might choose to sell bonds directly to household savers. The household hands over cash in exchange for that bond, which represents a loan made by the individual saver directly to Boeing, the borrower. So this method can sometimes be attractive to large credit-worthy borrowers because they might be trying to bypass the potentially high interest rates that are associated with using a traditional indirect lender like a bank. Now, whether finance is direct or indirect, an important concept is the financial intermediary. An intermediary serves as a middleman between different parties to make complex financial transactions flow smoothly. So their primary job is to connect borrowers who have a shortage of funds and need capital to savers who have surplus funds and they're looking to lend or invest. So when you deposit money into a savings account, you are providing surplus funds over to an intermediary. And these institutions pool the resources of many different savers. The common types of intermediaries that facilitate these connections include commercial banks, investment banks that help corporations issue stock, mutual funds, and even the stock exchanges themselves. So these intermediaries are critical because they overcome key informational barriers, enabling the massive movement of capital necessary for modern economies to thrive. Building on that, the most common type of transaction in the United States and other developed economies is indirect finance. So in this scenario, borrowers obtain funds from the financial market, but they do that through the financial intermediary that we just discussed. So a classic example would be like a major institution like Wells Fargo Bank. The bank collects deposits from millions of households, and all that surplus cash gets placed into checking or savings accounts. The bank then pools all these funds together to make loans to businesses that need capital or expansion, or even loans to individuals who are seeking a mortgage or a car loan. The funds move from the household through the bank and finally to the businesses or the individual borrower. So because these financial transactions flow through the bank, the funds are indirectly channeled from the saver to the borrower, making this the backbone of our modern credit system. All right, so that's going to be the first section. In the next section, we're going to cover section 2.2, financial market components. So I'll see you in that one.